He makes you laugh, he makes you cry, but most importantly, he leans heavily into the source material. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Deadpool 2 Easter eggs. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at fun Easter eggs, knowing nods, and subtle references found in Deadpool 2. Warning, spoilers ahead. Number 10. Pryor's Treats. As any avid comic X-Men reader will tell you, you can't get Cable without Madeline Pryor. While there obviously wasn't time to dig into the convoluted history of how Cable was conceived by Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, and Madeline Pryor, a clone of Jean Grey, as part of the evil machinations of Mr. Sinister, the filmmakers did manage to squeeze in a fun little nod to Cable's parentage. During the prison transport scene, a black ice cream truck can briefly be seen, and it bears the words Pryor's Treats. It's a blink and you'll miss it acknowledgement, but a nice one nonetheless.
Whoever planned this stunt been smoking a lot of jazz cabbage, I'll tell you that much.
Number 9. The Duggan and Simone nods. Deadpool's popularity is the result of the many writers and artists that have helped shape him over the years. Ask any pool head who wrote the character's defining runs, however, and the names Duggan and Simone are sure to come up. Gail Simone penned the fan-favorite Healing Factor story arc in 2002, while Jerry Duggan wrote the character more recently, from 2012 to 2015, and has been credited with defining the character's most recent brand of humor. When Weasel spills the beans to Cable during the interrogation, he points Cable in the direction of Jerry Duggan Parkway.
Don't look at it, only make it worse. I don't want you to hurt me, and I'll tell you anything you want to know. Except for where they are. Russell's in a convoy heading southbound on Jerry Duggan Parkway. The monster's with them. I wouldn't with him.
As for Simone, not only does Wade borrow Gail's name while calling a gang member, he also rides the red scooter she gave him during her run.
Two can play that game. Got it! No, I don't.
Number 8. Hope Summers.
Hey, I need to ask you, what's with the dirty, disgusting hobo bear?
It's not dirt, it's the blood of my dead daughter.
Are you bear god? It's me, Margaret. Give me some.
Cable and Hope go together like peanut butter and jelly, so it only felt right that the character get a nod in the former's big screen debut. Following the mass depowering of most mutants in M-Day in the comics, Hope was the first new mutant to be born and became somewhat of a mutant messiah figure. The time-traveling Cable took her under his protection, becoming something of a father figure. In the film, they take that a step further by having Cable reveal that the daughter he lost to Fire Fist was named Hope.
Hey, I need to ask you, what's with the creepy, dirty hobo bear?
It's my daughter's teddy bear. Her name's Hope.
Could it be that Cable wasn't just saving his daughter in the film, but the future mutant messiah? Who knows? Number 7. Alpha Flight. This Canadian superhero team isn't exactly what you would call an A-list squad of crime fighters, but they do hold a special place in the hearts of comic book fans for their connection to one-time teammate Wolverine, and, by extension, Deadpool. This crew is likely too out there to ever get their own film, so it was nice to see them get a big screen nod, even if it was the most fleeting of moments. The taxi that the lovable Dopinder drives around has an advertisement for an airline on its roof, and you wouldn't know it, the company is called Alpha Flight. Number 6. Mr. Sinister.
Irene Merriweather, WHIT News, live here at a breaking news situation at the Essex House for Mutant Rehabilitation.
Not unlike Thanos in the MCU, Mr. Sinister is getting a lot of teasers before stepping into the spotlight. At the end of X-Men Apocalypse, the post-credit scene shows a mysterious businessman claiming the leftover materials of the Weapon X experiment and placing them into a briefcase that bears the Essex Corp logo, as in Nathaniel Essex, the infamous X-Men villain known as Mr. Sinister. In Deadpool 2, the plot thickens, as the orphanage and mutant rehabilitation center where Russell Collins is being held and tormented is known as Essex House. Sinister is clearly up to some of his trademark mutant experimentation, but when will we finally meet him in the pasty flesh? Number 5. Acknowledging the TJ Miller controversy. A long overdue reckoning has come to Hollywood in the form of the Me Too movement, and it's making its mark on numerous productions, including Deadpool 2. When allegations were made against TJ Miller, the comedian/actor who plays Deadpool's less than reliable ally Weasel, there were suggestions that the filmmakers might replace him, like how Christopher Plummer replaced and reshot Kevin Spacey's scenes in All the Money in the World.
So, spill it. What's going on? What's her game?
In the end, however, it was deemed too late in the process. Not wanting to leave the controversy totally unacknowledged, however, the filmmakers snuck in a little nod, with an in-film news statement about Christopher Plummer refusing a role in Deadpool 2. Number 4, The Cure for Blindness.
And also, there's about 116 kilos of cocaine buried somewhere in the apartment, right next to the cure for blindness. Good luck.
Part of what makes Deadpool such a standout character is his love of all things meta, including inside jokes and self-referential humor.
I know, right?
In the first film, Uber Troll Deadpool tells his snarky elderly friend Blind Al, who's also apparently an ex-cocaine addict, that there's actually a massive bag of cocaine in her apartment. Where, you might ask? Right next to the cure for blindness. In a hilarious throwback, Deadpool 2 sees Wade return and retrieve said cocaine, perfectly playing off our assumption in the first film that Wade was just messing with Al. The punchline, however, is a second package lying under the same floorboard, which is labeled The Cure for Blindness. Number 3, One-Eyed Willy. Josh Brolin has landed some truly iconic roles throughout his career. But while he was great as both Cable and the Mad Titan Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, in our hearts, he'll always be Brand from The Goonies.
I mean, haven't you ever heard of that guy? What's his name? The pirate guy. One-Eyed Willy.
One-Eyed Willy.
In this beloved 80s adventure comedy, he and his younger brother, accompanied by a motley crew of friends, go after the treasure of the long-dead pirate, One-Eyed Willy. Never one to respect the diegesis of his own film, or the limitations of the reality he's supposed to inhabit, Deadpool calls Cable One-Eyed Willy during one of their main fights.
Give me your best shot, One-Eyed Willy.
We expect nothing less from the Merc with a mouth, but this was just so perfect. Number 2, the Liefeld jab.
I mean, luck? What coked out, pipe-sucking freak show comic book artist came up with that little chestnut? Probably a guy who can't draw feet!
Deadpool might be one of the most successful characters in the medium, but his creator, Rob Liefeld, is a bit more divisive. He gets the credit for having created Deadpool, Domino, and Cable, but his artwork is some of the most frequently mocked in the industry. He's been called the definition of everything that was wrong with comic book art in the 90s. Sure, you can take issue with the excess of pouches, the impossible musculature, or the way he deforms his female characters for maximum boobs and butt to hip ratio, but it's terrible feat that he's perhaps best known for. And Deadpool being Deadpool, he can't help but take his creator to task for this shortcoming. Number 1, Deadpool's costumes.
Everyone calm down, the pros are here. We're the X-Men. Dated metaphor for racism in the 60s.
Deadpool's Deathstroke wannabe outfit is a modern classic that's become iconic in its own right despite its dubious origins. With that being said, it's fun to switch it up from time to time, and his gray and black X-Force suit is admittedly pretty cool. Rather than actually have Wade put it on, however, the sequel instead burns Deadpool badly enough to discolor his regular suit and cover it in ash, giving it the same effect.
I got one more idea.
This was a nice bit of fan service that, adding to its impact, managed to avoid the cliche outfit upgrade scene that usually accompanies it. Of course, seeing him don a variation of his X-Men outfit was also a real treat.
That was effervescent. Stay in school, kid. Or don't. I didn't. I'm an X-Man.
Trainee.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.